So I was first diagnosed with breast cancer in January of 2021. I had triple negative breast cancer, which is one of the more aggressive forms, and it's a little bit more difficult to treat. So I went through 16 rounds of chemotherapy, and then I had a double mastectomy. I had no family history of breast cancer or any kind of cancer really. So it was really a fluke that this had happened to me at 33 years old. When I had the double mastectomy, they realized that the cancer hadn't shrunk. So after they took it out, they wanted to continue with treatment just to ensure that it didn't come back. And at that point, they gave me oral chemo, and they also tried immunotherapy, which did not fare well with my body. It made my thyroid absolutely tank. And unfortunately, my nurses at the time weren't really listening when I was saying that it was not feeling good. I eventually wound up quitting the chemo and the immunotherapy for quality of life. Fast forward about a year and a half later, January 2023, exactly 2 years after the first diagnosis, I found myself really sick during the month of December. My lymph nodes in my neck were huge, and I've never had that when I was sick before. So it was a very different feeling. I also had COVID, I had a sinus infection, it was a whirlwind. So I begged my doctor and my oncology nurse to please, let's look into this. Like, something's not right. Please, let's look into it. It wasn't until a whole month later that they decided to give me an ultrasound in my neck. And the radiologist put in the report literally an hour later, highly suspicious of metastatic disease. So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? Please, more scans, please. And the nurse at that point was like, I don't think it's the breast cancer returning. Let's just ride it out. It's probably just a fluke. We'll figure it out. And so I had a biopsy done. I had all these different tests, and needless to say, the breast cancer returned, but it metastasized all throughout my body. It was in my brain, my lymph nodes, my chest, my heart, my ribs, my stomach, my bones. That's a lot. It's a lot for someone to take on, especially at 35 years old. And I had just gotten married January 3rd, 4 days before I found out about the re-diagnosis. So talk about going from a high to a super low. Because also in the marriage, I so happily married into 2 young boys too. So I now have 2 stepsons that I need to be there for. So I have taken on the standpoint that you really need to live every single day like it's your last. You need to live in full. You need to love hard and be with the people that you want to be with, do the things that you want to do, and share the word. Tell people to advocate for themselves and get yourself checked regularly. Erin Parrish, I am a survivor.